It was only 6 months ago that I was screaming, "They took our jobs," about AI. But now, a new MIT study says the AI is just too bougie to be flipping our burgers anytime soon. What up, y'all? Welcome back to AI Roundup, a weekly digest of all things AI related. I'm Phil Buck, and if you enjoy what we do here on the show, help me out and hit that like button and sub to the channel. So there's been a lot of buzz about AI snatching up our jobs, right? But recent research from MIT's Computer Science and Artificial Intelligence Lab is flipping the script. They've found that replacing human workers with AI in many jobs is just not as economically viable as you might think. It's not just about whether AI can do our jobs, but whether it makes financial sense to let it. Turns out only about 23% of the wages paid for jobs that AI could potentially do would be cost effective for employers to automate right now. So for all the talk about robot revolution in the workplace, it seems that we're not quite there yet. This MIT study focused on jobs using computer vision, a key AI capability, but here's the kicker. Installing and operating these AI systems, that's a hefty price tag. The researchers found that for most tasks, it's still cheaper to just stick with good old human labor. Key findings include the observation that while 36% of U.S. non-farm jobs have the tasks that relate to using AI in conjunction with computer vision, only about 8% of these are economically viable to automate. Think about it. In a bakery, AI might be able to check ingredient quality, but it's only a tiny part of the job, and it costs more to implement than just having a human do it. So while AI is making strides, it's not yet the cost-effective job-replacing juggernaut some feared it might be. Right now, we've seen the advent of machine learning models making huge leaps in software-based applications, but when it comes to the real world, things that require vision and mobility, AI is a long way from ready to step into the job market. And when they do, they come with an electric bill about as long as a CVS receipt. Now, this doesn't mean we can just kick back and ignore AI. The MIT team points out that the AI's impact on jobs will likely be a slow burn rather than a wildfire, and that's good news for policymakers and workers alike. It means we've got time to adapt, retrain, and maybe even outsmart our future silicon overlords. But wait, there's more. Over at Davos, where the world's biggest thinkers gather to solve, or at least talk about, the world's biggest problem, OpenAI's CEO Sam Altman dropped a truth bomb. He says we're facing a serious energy crunch when it comes to training these big brain AI models. Altman reckons we'll need a breakthrough in energy production to keep feeding these power-hungry AIs. And he's even put his money where his mouth is, investing big in nuclear fusion startup Helion Energy. So yeah, sounds like we'll need to achieve stable nuclear fusion before we can count on any computers and robots replacing humanity. Personally, I find this a mix of sad, hopeful, and funny. Just this one MIT study and Sam Altman's admission reveals how difficult it actually is to replace humans. On one hand, it's a relief that we'll be reassured that our jobs, ranging from entry level to white collar, are still safe from the robots. And on the other hand, it's a bit bittersweet and hilarious to swallow the fact that it costs less to hire us than to just plug in and run the androids. So, of course, we'll be chained to that hot flat top or a desk and an Excel spreadsheet for the foreseeable future. To be more specific, this study includes simulations modeling the diffusion of AI as a service platforms under various growth rates, and these simulations suggest that rapid platformization could result in significant automation within a decade, while a more gradual platformization process would take much longer. So, what's the takeaway from all this? First, maybe we don't need to panic about AI taking our jobs just yet, or perhaps at all. It's a more gradual shift than a sudden takeover. Second, if we're going to keep pushing the boundaries of AI, we need to think about how we power these digital brains. Is it even practical to do it at all? Or are we just going to burn down the planet trying to replace us with robots? Well, that's it for today's AI Roundup. Got thoughts on AI's job threat or its energy appetite? Drop a comment below or join us in the MMN Discord for a more heated debate. And if you're enjoying the show, please hit that like button and sub to the channel. Signing off for this January 24th episode, I'm Phil Buck, and I'll see you next time.
This has been a broadcast of the MSP Media Network.